headphones. I'd worked as a police dispatcher for 9 years of my life. It's a career that takes a level of mental fortitude that I don't think many possess. I used to hate saying stuff like that. I always thought it sounded so pretentious. But the truth is, it takes a special type of person to be willing to voluntarily listen to some of the things that we hear every single day. Don't get me wrong, the job isn't always grim, and it even had its decent moments. I've got enough decently funny drunk 911 call stories to last me several lifetimes, though the reality of the job was usually far darker. I understood that, though, and felt that I was more than equipped to deal with anything the job could throw at me. I was right, for a while. For years, I had answered every call, always able to keep a steady head despite being faced with some horrific situations. My confidence in my ability to handle the job unwavering, until the final call I ever took as a police dispatcher. I glanced at the time displayed at the corner of my computer screen, 11:43. I yawned, leaning backward in my chair with my arms extended. As I stretched my back, I had been at the desk since 3 in the afternoon, answering calls and dispatching officers as they were needed, which wasn't very often in this town. I lived in a small port town in Washington, about an hour or so out of Seattle. And though we weren't without our fair share of crime, our phones never rang off the hook, which meant a lot of free time for me. I was always okay with that, as soul-wrenching as many of the calls could be. Moments of respite were always more than welcome. A notification on my screen caught my attention, and in an instant, I had returned to my seat, headset on. 911, what is your emergency? I spoke into my headset as automatically as any line repeated hundreds of thousands of times can be spoken. For a moment, the line was only dead silence before I heard a reply.
I need policemen. I think somebody's in my house.
A child whispered from the other line. I felt the smallest of knots begin to form in my stomach. I shifted in my seat.